All right, well, welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Jeff and I'm the Head of Customer Success here at Starshipit, and I'm going to be hosting this webinar today and managing our Q&A at the end here. So thank you everyone for joining us. We're really excited to have you here. We do like to keep these webinars short and sweet, so I'll quickly run into what we're going to cover today and let our panelists introduce themselves. What we're going to cover today is around 6 tips to implement and reduce your shipping and fulfillment costs, and some real strategies that the team have learned by dealing with customers all across Australia and New Zealand. And as well as that, we've got a live Q&A with our friends at the Print Bar, who have actually implemented some of these strategies to help reduce their shipping costs by around $6,000 a month. So a few housekeeping rules. We are going to be hosting a live Q&A at the end. So there is a Q&A section within the Zoom here where you can post your questions. I'll be keeping track of those and we'll ask them across our panelists at the end. And if you have any questions as well, just like I said, put them in there. And we are recording this webinar, so if you would like, we will have this sent out to all the participants as well. So in a quick and easy fashion, I will pass it over to the team to introduce themselves, starting with Georgia.
Thanks, Jeff. Hi, everyone. My name is Georgia Kirkham. I am the Customer Growth Manager at Starshipit. I am talking to online retailers every day around how they can make the most of our technology and find efficiencies and cost savings. So I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Georgia. Jessica.
Hi, my name is Jessica Turnbull. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications at Sendle. Unfortunately, Laura's unable to join today, but yeah, we've been working closely with the Print Bar over the last little while, and really excited to, bring this to life and share their story. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Jess. Jared.
Hey, I'm Jared Fullinfaw, and I am the founder and managing director of the Print Bar, alongside Andrew here. And yeah, started it about 10, 11 years ago now, and feels like I've been doing it for quite a while now.
Great, thanks, Jared. And Andrew?
Hey everyone, I'm director at the Print Bar, and I came on board about 4 years ago, and I handle the production shipping side with Print Bar, so I work closely with both Sendle and Starshipit.
Thanks, Andrew. And in the interest of keeping things going, we'll let Georgia crack into her top 3 tips.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. So our first tip for cutting your shipping and fulfillment costs is to let technology do the heavy lifting for any manual or labor-intensive tasks. I really suggest running a review of your fulfillment processes and looking for any manual or repetitive tasks that are part of that, because often technology solutions can actually help there. We've seen retailers like the Print Bar cut their fulfillment time and costs by streamlining some of those tasks, like label generation. So instead of manually inputting delivery information for each order, they're using our integrations with each website or inventory platforms to get the address and order info automatically, and then batch processing those orders with bulk printing or manifesting in bulk. There's also pieces on the customer service side, so reducing the back and forth on where's my parcel queries by using tools like branded tracking notifications via email or SMS, and branding tracking pages, as well as smart integrations with platforms like Zendesk and Klaviyo to keep your customers informed with delivery progress. So shipping platforms can actually do a lot of that heavy lifting for you. And we work with retailers that have found that they don't actually need to hire more staff over peak season, because that technology solutions are in place to replace manual tasks like those. So that's the first tip. Second tip is on the next slide. And it's really looking at how automations can help reduce your courier bill. So a couple of ways retailers do this using Starshipit is through tools like our automated address validation. So sometimes despite your best efforts at checkout, sometimes customers are still going to input the incorrect address. And this can result in really costly returns and redelivery fees for you. So the print bar, they use our address validation feature, which automatically identifies addresses that might have an issue and provides suggestions and a quick way to actually bulk update those before you process them. There's also tools like automated rules that automatically assign couriers to orders. So this can be done based on factors like destination, package size, the service that's selected at checkout, weight, shipping cost. So as an example, you might have a preference for Sendle to be the carrier used for an order based on any of those variables, and actually automatically assign them to that order once it's placed. So not only does it take away this manual assigning of orders to couriers based on these factors order by order, but it can help reduce shipping costs by prioritizing couriers over others as your preference. And then the third tip is to consider using maybe live rates at checkout for reducing your courier bill. So instead of using flat rates, many of our retailers choose to use live rates at checkout or a combination of both. This offers their customers a more accurate rate estimate based direct from the carrier, building on various factors like package size, weight, delivery, and location. And by doing so, you can prevent or minimize overcharging or undercharging for shipping. And then I've also just thrown in a little bonus tip. Next slide. Sorry, Jeff. It's a bit of a plug for a new feature that has just launched in Starshipit in the last couple of weeks. It's a feature called suggested merges. So again, this can actually help reduce your courier bill because it finds multiple orders heading to the same delivery address and giving you the option to actually easily merge those orders into one order, which again cuts down on both shipping costs and packing time. And that's it from me.
Cool. Thanks, Georgia. Some great tips there. And now I'll hand over to Jess.
So yeah, we've got a couple of tips or 3 tips for you today. So the first one is around choosing the right shipping provider so that you can save. So Sendle and Starshipit understand that navigating the world of shipping prices can be challenging. And in fact, it's not just challenging. We know that it's pretty intimidating for small businesses. And in the world of small business, time is money. So at Sendle, we recognize the need to simplify and make shipping more affordable for you. We understand that the cost and speed of shipping play a pivotal role in your e-commerce success. But we also know that over the past 5 years, small businesses have really felt the pinch with increases of up to 24% made by other shipping providers. We know price is a critical factor that can make or break your small business journey, and it's price that matters the most, now more than ever, given the current economic challenges facing small businesses. And this is exactly why we launched Ship and Save in August, our new shipping program that allows you to save big on your shipping needs. So we're pleased to offer Starshipit customers exclusive partner rates to get you started with Sendle. Your business can unlock savings of up to 21% off Sendle's standard shipping rates. And this is something that the Print Bar has experienced firsthand, saving their business $6,000 per month since making the switch back in August this year. So you can feel confident that when you choose to ship with Sendle via Starshipit, you're choosing a shipping partner that offers simple, reliable, affordable, and sustainable shipping. So moving on to the next tip. So find the right product fit for your shipping needs. It may sound really simple, but whether you're shipping small, lightweight items like a phone case or heavy ones like a case of wine, packaging your products correctly allows you to save money and retain more customers. The size and weight of your package is the largest determining factor in the cost of your delivery. Ensure your box size fits snugly around your product, and we know that empty space is a waste of money. The right packaging not only protects your shipment, but also saves you money. At Sendle, we recognize that there's been a significant shift towards lightweight e-commerce, and up to 30% of all e-commerce is under 250 grams in weight, and more than half is under 500 grams. So the world of e-commerce is now made up of these very lightweight items. We know it can be a big challenge and burden because the weight breaks of other traditional courier companies start at 500 grams. That's why we've introduced the 250 gram pouch. And I'm sure you've seen some of our marketing out there around it being Australia's cheapest parcel. It's tracked and it's perfect for sending small stuff or big stuff that's light. And it's also available via Starshipit and used by the print bar, so saving them money too. Also, make sure to compare prices of 500 grams. Sendle is now offering a more affordable rate for this weight break with the launch of our Ship and Save program. So there's definitely some savings to be made there with 500. And with Sendle, you can use your own packaging and send just about any size or shape that you like. And moving on to our last tip. So look for extra value. When making the choice on who to ship with, obviously look at the best possible price, but make sure that you look at the extra value and avoid those pesky hidden costs. The great news is that you can access all of the Sendle benefits that you love via the Starshipit platform at no extra cost, saving you time and money. Included within those is Sendle's parcel pickup, so no post office trips or extra fees for pickup. And also included is Sendle cover of up to $100 from an insurance point of view, Sendle tracking and Sendle support, 24 hours, 5 days a week. And plus all of Sendle's parcels are 100% carbon neutral, so that you're also helping the environment, all at no extra charge. Thanks, Jeff.
Wow, that's some really interesting stuff there, Jess. Thank you.
No
Now, for the main event, really, this is the time for us to ask some questions of Jared and Andrew. And we've had some questions come in, so I will crack straight onto them. So, guys, I hope you're ready. First question, what automations have you set up to reduce the print bar's shipping costs? Who wants to take this one? Andrew?
What automations? So I guess we've changed everything to automated through Starshipit. So I guess depending how far back you want to go. So it went from handwritten labels with initial shipping e-commerce setups. We then trialed other platforms like Starshipit, but they weren't fully automated. So we'd have it for one carrier, but not the other, things like that. So moving to Starshipit to have everything fully automated. So an order comes in, and now our shipping team really doesn't have to do anything. Everything's set up beforehand with Starshipit, so they can just put the label straight on the parcel and send it out.
So basically, like, I think we probably have the same size shipping team now than we did maybe like 6 years ago, but we're like, we triple the size in terms of the amount of orders we're shipping out. Purely, yeah, from like, because when we were smaller, you know, it was really hard to get this automation, and, you know, get like the expensive like gear you need and software. But because Starshipit's around, that barrier to entry is really small. You can get all that expensive automation in that package, like, yeah, and there's like, it's really affordable and helps you, yeah, compete with like the big e-commerce players.
Definitely sounds good. And just a reminder as well, I see a few more questions coming through. Feel free to use the Q&A section here as well. So next question, this is actually quite an interesting one, because I know from a personal experience, balancing sustainability and cost saving can be a bit of a difficult task, because often with couriers, you know, the sustainability aspect of like a green delivery might come with an additional cost. So for Jared and Andrew, how do you balance sustainability and cost saving?
Yeah, that's like a tricky one. So part of the reason why we chose Sendle specifically is because they're carbon neutral, and that really aligned with where we're trying to go, because we're in the process now, for example, of switching over to becoming 100% electric. We used to use gas dryers, for example, for drying our shirts, and now we're using electric. We are switching to water-based inks, and we're about 70% there for both those things. In terms of balancing like that with the cost, it's, yeah, I guess you have to like kind of weigh up like the benefits for your customers as well, and like what they're asking for. And I think it's like, obviously it's the ethical thing to do, but I think more people will use us because of what we're doing to hit those sustainability goals. And I think we get more work out of it, because we're spending more money on becoming more sustainable. Yeah, Andrew, do you have anything else?
No, I think you covered that pretty well.
Yeah, like another thing, for example, is we've just switched from poly mailers to craft mailers. And so now you can curbside recycle them. And that originally was quite expensive to do. But now that we've kind of got some good products in place, I managed to buy that like in bulk, like 3 months worth or 6 months worth of bags to get the price to be almost on par with buying the compostable mailers we used to use before.
Cool.
So yeah, I guess buying in bulk kind of, if you can do that, helps.
Nice. Okay. Great. We've got another question that's come in. So, hey, so we distribute cast iron cookware throughout Australia. Each package tends to be anywhere between 3 to 25 kilos. How would you recommend reducing both local and international shipping costs for heavier goods? I'll open that up to the floor. Does maybe Jessica or Georgia want to take a go at that one?
Yeah, from my point of view, I think that's where something like live rates at checkout could be really helpful. There's a point where you want to get a direct quote from the carrier showing at checkout for those items, and then that way looking at the weight of the item and the destination, and looking at that, you're able to provide at checkout more accurate rates and pass on more of that cost accurately to your customer. So I would look into using live rates at checkout for that.
Cool, very nice. And I might just add on there as well, you can naturally do things in the back end as well, where you can compare in a tool, say like Starshipit, where you can compare costs between couriers as well. And one courier may have a slightly more expensive service to metro over rural addresses, and you can chop and change and choose whichever one suits your business at the time most effectively. And I know that you can, that's the main part around having something like a multi-courier strategy as well. Here's a question. I think this one's going to go for Jess here. Is it possible to set a flat shipping rate to metro/regional areas and different flat rate to remote/rural areas using Sendle?
I believe so. So with Ship and Save, our new program, we've had a number of changes in our origin and ranges structure. And so, yeah, the best way for us to get that, to confirm that, is if you could shoot an email to sales@sendle.com. We can, if you shoot that over straight after this webinar, we'll get onto that straight away and confirm, but I'm pretty sure you can.
Thanks, Jess. Okay, so one for the print bar guys here. Can the print bar apply a private label, i.e. it's coming from my business name and address rather than from the print bar?
Yeah, that's something that we really pushed during the COVID pandemic, actually, because we now offer like a drop shipping style service. So your website or business can sell merch, we'll print and ship it to your customers. They think it's coming from you, and then you get paid for every sale you make. It's a great little system, and there's more info on that on our website, theprintbar.com, and you click on drop shipping or print on demand. So during COVID, that really helped, like bars and restaurants, for example, who weren't allowed to trade, get support from their customers through selling merch, and had some really great stories. And now that that stuff's still continuing, even though everything's opened back up again.
Yeah, nice. I mean, drop shipping is definitely on the rise and will continue to do so. So it's great to have that ability for yourselves as well. Right, another one. So we run a 3PL warehouse and we have a number of clients. One, how do you calculate shipping prices of all orders if the clients don't have size/weights in the e-commerce platforms?
I can take this one. We have found that for some of our retailers, they don't have size or weight listed on their e-com platforms. And we've recently launched a tool in Starshipit called product catalog, which matches up SKUs coming in from of orders coming in from the e-commerce platform, where you can actually hold that size and weight information within Starshipit and then look at the calculate shipping prices, and then that gets applied to the order and shipping prices can get calculated off the back of that. So I suggest looking on our website for some more information around that tool, the product catalog, or shoot our support team, support@starshipit.com, an email on that, and they'll be able to help you out.
Nice, thanks, Georgia. Okay, another question. We sell everything for the bedroom, from a pair of pillowcases to mattresses and bed frames. Wow. The one thing that has stopped us from switching to Starshipit is the complexity of the different pricing between our products. Is there anything you can suggest to make this a seamless implementation? Georgia.
I'll take that one again. Again, I think this is jumping out at live rates at checkout is really jumping out at me for a solution here. I think the best option would be to reach out and chat with one of our team, so we can work through solutions with you. If you hop on our website, there's options to start a trial or book a demo, and once you do that, our team you'll be on our team's radar, and we can touch base with you and work through solutions there. But it's definitely possible.
Yeah, definitely. I know there's so many different options available to you, and it's very much dependent on what your platform's based on, what queries you're looking at using. There's a lot of different variables there, so it's always best to have a bit of a discussion and get a really good understanding to be able to give you the right answers effectively. Another question from Mark. We often need to quote shipping for a project, say 100 to 200 shipments before we win the contract. Is there a way to bulk upload shipping addresses to get a quote for each location? Georgia or Jess?
From a Starshipit side, have to explore that a little bit more. I mean, we have got the ability for you to save addresses against an account within Starshipit. But yeah, we'll have to explore that one a little bit more, Mark. I think we need to touch base outside of this and explore solutions there. Sorry, I can't be much more help off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just add a quick point in there. I know we can definitely upload all the potential locations really easily, and we'll be able to see what is returned from the carriers there. So it's definitely possible. It's just connecting all the right dots and understanding it fully as well, like Georgia says. So potentially, Mark, we can have a chat afterwards, either myself or Georgia or one of the team here, to really figure out what's going to work for you there. Okay, I'm just making sure we got plenty of time left, which we do. So this is another one for the guys at the Print Bar. What is the biggest and most costly mistake you see retailers make around shipping and fulfillment?
Well, I'll let Andrew probably speak to this more, but I reckon the biggest mistake you can make, and this might be controversial, is discounting. And I know like free shipping is a huge thing, and obviously there's lots of research out there showing it does better, but we've kind of like tried to position ourselves as like focusing on quality of our work and being proud of what we do and charging for that. And because we don't do free shipping anymore, yeah, we're able to like really invest in upgrading our machinery all the time, taking more time to do things, and not having to stress about the bottom line as much. So yeah, I think discounting is probably the biggest cost saving we've kind of fixed, is by not doing that. Yeah, Andrew, you've probably got more advice around.
No, that side of it's good. I guess if you're looking more of the shipping side of it, again, I think it was Jess that touched on it, is making sure you're not like using the right size packaging for your parcel. It's something we speak about with the team often, sending out a big box, but it's only half full, and you're obviously paying for that much freight. So on the production side of it, that's something we're really aware of, is making sure we're efficient with our packaging.
And I would add one more piece here is just around ensuring that retailers take the time to step back and really look at their processes and review them and look for any of those manual repetitive tasks that can be optimized through technology. Oftentimes I'm having conversations with retailers and I'm asking them the questions, what are you doing manually? And they're pointing things out. And it's the first time that we've sort of explored that just by asking that question. So I would really recommend kind of taking a step back and having a look, checking your processes out. Is there anything that we can automate?
Yeah, and just to add to that too, using like the team to help you with that. So like getting input from the people on the ground who are working in that area. They've often got the best ideas for making that production more automated or more lean. You might not even realize what kind of things you're missing.
Cool. Okay, so I've got a couple of questions here from, actually, there's a couple more that popped in as well. What would you advise for a new Australian exporter in terms of setting up distribution systems from the point of view that the wholesale packages will be distributed outside of Australia? Thanks, Steve. Good question. Anyone want to take that one?
Could you repeat that question?
Certainly. What would you advise for a new Australian exporter in terms of setting up distribution systems from the point of view that the wholesale packages would be distributed outside of Australia?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I've just got some advice. Potentially, like, if you could find places overseas that stock those products, maybe you could do drop shipping through them rather than distributing them all from Australia. That's my only tip.
Yeah, I mean, I'll add a quick point here for Steve. My biggest advice to people, especially when they're starting to look at exporting, is just to take a bit of time to make sure you understand where your orders are going, and if there are any sort of specific needs to the country destination, whether that be tax, duties, what the de minimis costs are. So if you're needing to pay tax and duties on orders of a low value or a high value, and also just understanding your products and what codes you need to send with those for a smooth, quick and easy customs clearance. That would be my biggest tip there. It's just take a little bit of time and make sure you're ticking all the boxes that you need to. Question here for Georgia. With regards to the product catalog upload in Starshipit, does that override any data sent from elsewhere?
Oh, good question. I would have to double check. Really sorry off the top of my head. Jeff, do you know off the top of your head?
No, so it actually fills in the blanks.
Sorry. I'll send you a guide. I'll have to hunt down the guide, and it's a learning opportunity for me too.
Yeah, so the product catalog fills in the blanks. So when what it's looking at is obviously the SKU. When the order comes in and there's gaps missing, whether that be the dimensions, the weight, the description, all those sort of things, it'll look to see if it has information in those fields, and if it doesn't, it will fill in the blanks. That's the best way I can describe it. Like I say, there's lots of information out there on our website and our knowledge base as well. So plenty more information that can be utilized out there, Matt. Okay, I'll do last couple of questions. This is a very philosophical one for Jared and Andrew. What does the future hold for the print bar?
Well, for us, we're focusing more on sustainability and also scaling up some systems that we've got in place now. So we kind of pushed into that dropshipping platform I was talking to you about in COVID, and we're really seeing a growth in that market and more people wanting to make money through side hustles or alternative streams of revenue. So yeah, we're really investing a lot into that, and I think we'll be one of the biggest players in the Southern Hemisphere in the print-on-demand space, mainly because we have our own platform and we're also the printer. There's not many places that do both. Most places will have the website and they'll outsource the printing. We're probably one of the only places in Australia that like really do both at the scale that we do it at. So I think that's where we're going to see the growth in the next few years. Yeah, Andrew, any other?
No, mate, you've covered it well. Yeah.
Yeah, and then from a sustainability point is to get from that 70% water-based, 70% electric to being 100% on both those fronts, and keep like really trying to minimize our impact on the planet and do some good.
Cool. Very nice. Okay, I'm gonna tackle this question I'm gonna pass this question to each one of you. Seeing as it's a busy time of year coming up, what would be the biggest tip each one of you have for retailers around Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the end of year rush? I'll start with Jessica.
Look, I would say that it's never too late to shop around in terms of a shipping provider. We've have a couple of close customers that we work with that joined us just before Black Friday last year and have made significant amount of savings. So, you know, they're obviously not on this call, but Sydney Sock Project, they're, you know, just by moving their business to Sendle, similar or a lot of their, you know, volume, similar to what the Print Bar have done, they're saving about $10,000 initially. And now we've launched our Ship and Save program. They're saving more by moving 500 grams over to us. So I think it's never too late to shop around. So yeah, if you want to speak to us, reach out to sales at sendle.com.
Nice. Georgia.
Yeah, I would say if you do find after you've reviewed your processes that there are a lot of manual repetitive tasks happening or a lot of those labor intensive tasks and you want to explore what solutions your technology providers might have, just reach out and ask. I know that I've had some of the best conversations and even just some of the questions that have come out today with our retailers around cool, different or interesting ways or just out of the box ways they can use platforms like Starshipit to achieve what they want to achieve. So it doesn't hurt, just reach out, ask us, and we might have the solution there for you, or we can workshop one for you. Yeah, just ask the question of your technology providers. How can I do this better? That's what I'd say.
Nice. Jared.
I reckon the biggest tip for me would be to plan ahead and use data for that too. So like we know exactly what we did last year and how different that was from the month before. So we'll plan ahead for November, December based on last year's data and make sure we're training staff early and buying in bulk to get better pricing. For those like the end of year rush.
Nice. Andrew.
Yeah, I guess to tie in with Starshipit and Sendle, recently we've spent a bit of time working on the back end with both, knowing there's going to be delays in November, December with shipping, happens every year. But they really worked on setting up some rules around certain postcodes, using certain providers to also take into account the cost savings for us. So that'll be a big one for us this year, knowing if it's got to get to a difficult postcode, Starshipit's got the rules in place to give us the most efficient way of getting it there.
Cool. Thank you. All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up from everyone here. So I just wanted to say a really quick thank you for everyone who joined. As I said at the top of the webinar, this has been recorded and will be sent out for anyone that wants to refer back. And just a final note, if you have any other questions and you didn't want to ask them in the Q&A, feel free to reach out to any of us here with those questions directly, and we'll be more than happy to help. So thank you, everyone, and especially thank you to our panelists as well. Hope everyone has a glorious rest of the day and a busy peak season.